Yesterday, I explained about the hydrolysis of alkyl halides, and there I taught you very clearly hydrolysis will follow SN1 mechanism. In general, solvolysis will follow SN1 mechanism. In SN1, racemization takes place. All these things I explained in the last class. I hope it is clear to everyone. Followed everyone? Now, here let me enter into the next chemical property. So, see clearly. Reaction of Rx with aqueous KOH. Reaction of Rx with aqueous KOH. This is the next chemical property. So please put the heading. Clear everyone? Now see clearly, try to understand the concept first of all. Now aqueous KOH. So aqueous KOH, that means K plus ions are there, OH minus ions are also there. Now water contain, aqueous means what? Water. Is it clear everyone? So now try to understand. Here OH minus is there, it is a nucleophile. Water is also nucleophile. Oxygen contain two lone pairs, na? Electron rich. Electron rich is said to be what? Nucleophile. So here both the nucleophiles are there. But I told you anionic nucleophiles are stronger nucleophiles. Anionic nucleophiles are stronger nucleophiles. Is it clear everyone? When the nucleophile is strong, then it will favor which mechanism? SN2 mechanism. I hope you are understanding my point here. It will favor the SN2 mechanism. Clear? So reaction of Rx with aqueous KOH follows the SN2 mechanism. Clear? In SN2, you know what is order of reactivity? Primary greater than secondary greater than tertiary. And this also you know that SN2 leads to inversion, 100% inversion SN2. Hope you are able to understand. Right. Now in the next slide, I will take some equations to explain this one. Okay. Now see clearly, here I am taking the Rx. Which Rx? Primary. Okay. And remember, X not equal to fluorine. Why? Fluorine is very poor leaving group. So this when treated with aqueous KOH. So you know, just now I told you, aqueous KOH follows SN2 mechanism. So what is the product formed here? ROH. Alcohol is formed. And here the yield will be good. Okay, we get very good yield. Why very good yield? Why? Because in SN2 mechanism, primary is more reactive. In SN2 mechanism, primary is more reactive. Therefore, the alcohol which we got here is in good amounts. That means good yield. Clear everyone? Now, similarly, if I take the secondary alcohol, okay, where again X not equal to fluorine, secondary alcohol where X not equal to fluorine, when treated with same aqueous KOH, and remember this also follows same SN2 mechanism. So here also we get ROH only, alcohol. And remember the alcohol which we got is in poor yield. Why? Why? Because secondary is not that more reactive in SN2. In SN2 primary more reactive, but not secondary. Therefore, alcohol which is produced here is in less amount. Hope you are able to understand. Then what about tertiary? Tertiary is very important here. Okay. Now let me go to the case of the tertiary. Okay. So please try to understand this one. This is the most important case. Okay. So now here I am taking the tertiary when treated with aqueous KOH. Tertiary when treated with aqueous KOH. Clear everyone? Now try to understand here. Here X is the leaving group. Clear? And that is the moderate leaving group. All halogens are moderate leaving group. This I told you. And here you see aqueous is there. Aqueous means what? Tell me, water. Okay. So water is which solvent? Tell me. Polar protic solvent. Water is the polar protic solvent. And here you see Rx. Rx is which degree? 3 degree. So Rx is the 3 degree. And these are all the factors favoring which mechanism? SN1 mechanism. So here, please try to understand my concept here. Water contain H plus as well as the OH minus. KOH also contain K plus and OH minus. Is it clear, everyone? So now when the alkyl halide is tertiary, so now what happened? The OH minus of water will attack on R. The OH minus of water will attack on R, but not the OH minus of KOH. Thereby, the reaction will be according to SN1 mechanism. I hope you are able to understand here. OH minus of water attacks on R when Rx is tertiary, and this mechanism followed is SN1. So here, what is the product form? Tell me. Alcohol. Alcohol is the product formed here. And that is according to SN1 mechanism. And now tell me, this OH came from where? OH came from KOH or from water? Remember, OH comes from, this is the most important one, OH comes from water. OH comes from water. Hope you are able to understand. Is it clear? Okay, I will change the slide to summarize these three. So see clearly now, everyone now. So if I take the Rx, which is primary, clear everyone? Now, when this react with KOH, okay, then the mechanism followed is SN2 and the product is alcohol and the yield is good. Okay, we get the very good yield here. We get the very good yield because in SN2, primary more reactive. Clear? Now, if I take the secondary alkyl halide, with aqueous KOH, okay, and here also the mechanism followed is SN2, and here the product is alcohol, but here the yield is poor. Poor yield of alcohol is formed here. Why? Why? Because in SN2, the rate of the reactivity of secondary will be less. I hope you are able to understand this point here. Followed. Now, in case of tertiary, what happens then? So, in case of tertiary, say clearly, tertiary. So, in case of tertiary with aqueous KOH. So, here the mechanism followed is what? SN1, and the product is what? Alcohol. I hope you are able to understand. Is it clear? Is it clear? So you see, in all the three cases, we got alcohol only, but the mechanism is differing. So mechanism depends on what? It depends on the degree of alkyl halide. In case of primary and secondary, mechanism is SN2. In case of tertiary, you see mechanism is SN1. I hope it is clear to everyone. Followed everyone? To explain this one, let me take one example here. Okay, now see clearly here I am taking one question. I think in the 11th class organic chemistry, you might have studied. This is called Fischer projection. If anyone didn't listen optical isomerism, in optical isomerism, I will cover this one, Fischer projection. Clear everyone? So here, let me take the phenyl ring, here chlorine, then here ethyl. Ethyl means what? CH2, CH3, and here methyl I will take. At the middle carbon is there, see clearly. That carbon we are not showing, that's it. This is called Fischer projection. Is it clear everyone? So this is reacting with aqueous KOH. Now can you tell me what is the product formed and what is the mechanism? Try to answer this question. What is the product formed and the product is according to which mechanism? Product is according to which mechanism? Try to answer this question everyone. Okay, now to know the what is the mode of mechanism, first of all we have to know the alkyl halide, is it primary or secondary or tertiary. You see halogen bonded carbon is this one. Is it clear? Now it is bonded to 3 other carbons. You see this is 1 carbon, this is 2 carbon, and this is benzene ring, third carbon. So halogen bonded carbon is bonded 3 other carbons. Therefore the alkyl halide which I took is a tertiary. So tertiary alkyl halide with aqueous KOH follow which mechanism? SN1 mechanism. And I think you know SN1 leads to what? Racemization. SN1 leads racemization. That means retention and inversion. Both will happen here. So here we have to write the both the products. So first of all we will write the retention product. That means the front side attack. So here see clearly ethyl will be there as it is, and here methyl. I hope you are able to understand. Then after inversion. So inversion means nucleophile attack from back side. Back side methyl is there. Methyl will come to front side. Then vertical line is as it is. Clear? So remember everyone, this is called as what? Retention. And this is called as what? Inversion. Followed. So retention and inversion, nothing but what? Racemization. SN1 always leads to what? Racemization. Is clear one? Okay. Now let me go to the one more question to make the things clear to you. Again, I'm taking Fischer projection here, and here chlorine I'm taking, whereas here methyl, here hydrogen, here deuterium. So this one, when treated with aqueous KOH, what is the product formed and what is the mechanism? So try this one everyone. What is the product formed and what is the mechanism followed? what is the product formed here and what is the mechanism followed. So here, for that, we have to know the alkyl halide, is it primary or secondary or tertiary? So see clearly, halogen bonded carbon is this one. It is bonded to only one other carbon, you see. Therefore, this is primary alkyl halide. Primary alkyl halide with aqueous KOH follows which mechanism? SN2 mechanism. And I think you know, SN2 leads to what? Inversion. SN2 leads to inversion, 100% inversion. Clear? So what is the product formed here? See clearly, nucleophile attacks from back side. At the back side, hydrogen is there, it will come front side. Then vertical line is constant. Clear? So this is the inverted product according to SN2 mechanism. Is it clear? Right? Now, let me move to the next slide here. So here I will give you a question. You try to solve this one now. So now, look here. This is the compound. So when this react with KOH, aqueous KOH, okay, what is the product form and what is the mechanism? So try to answer this one, everyone. So here, what is the degree of alkyl halide? So see clearly, halogen bonded carbon is this one. It is bonded to two other carbons. You see, this is one carbon, this is one carbon. Therefore, the alkyl halide is secondary. Secondary alkyl halide with aqueous KOH follow which mechanism? SN2 mechanism. But in this one, there is no chiral center. So we can't show the inversion here. But simply we can write the product here. We can write the product here, but we can't show inversion. Why? Because there is no chiral center here. Therefore, what is the name of this one? Tell me. Cyclohexanol. Cyclohexanol. I hope everyone able to understand this one. We can show inversion or retention whenever chiral center is there. But in this one, there is no chiral center. So we can't show the inversion here. But SN2 reaction is proceeding by SN2 mechanism. Right? Let us move to the next chemical property. This is the most important property. So see clearly here, four reagents are there. What are that four? See clearly. Reaction with KCN, that is potassium cyanide. Next, silver cyanide. Next, KNO2, potassium nitrite. Next, AgNO2, silver nitrite. Here four reagents are there. This is the most important chemical property. Okay, then here the product formed is what you know, RCN plus KX. Okay, so what is the name of RCN? Cyanide, alkyl cyanide we can call. RCN is alkyl cyanide. Okay, so now we are going to find out this reaction is following which mechanism and why. Clear everyone? So see clearly now, KCN structure is this one. See clearly. Here to make you to understand well, I will write like this. So see clearly everyone, KCN structure is like this. Okay, here negative charge will be there and a lone pair will be there. And remember everyone, KCN is a ionic compound. KCN is ionic compound. Actually we call K plus and Cn minus. So don't be under wrong impression that negative charge on nitrogen. Negative charge will be on carbon. KCN is an ionic compound and negative charge stay on carbon but not on nitrogen. Clear? Now, can you tell me out of carbon nitrogen, which is having more electron density? You see here, is having only one lone pair, but carbon is having one lone pair. At the same time, one negative charge also there. So where electron density is more? On carbon. Therefore, carbon attacks on the R, then X minus will depart out. I hope you are able to understand. Negatively charged carbon attacks on R, then X minus departs out. So whenever negative charge is there, then that is called as what? Anionic nucleophile. And I think you know all anionic nucleophile will favor which mechanism? SN2. So this reaction follow SN2 mechanism. This reaction will follow SN2 mechanism. All anionic nucleophiles are stronger nucleophiles. I hope you are able to understand this one. Therefore, they favor which mechanism? SN2. So in case of SN2, the Rx which we have taken, that should be maximum up to 2 degree only we have to take. Because on 3 degree, SN2 never happens. Clear everyone? Up to 2 degree only we can take here. Reaction follow SN2 mechanism, inversion. Now, so you see here KCN completed. We will discuss about AgCN in the next slide. So now see clearly everyone now. So Rx when treated with AgCN, clear? Then here the product formed is what you know, RNC is formed plus AgX is formed. Remember RNC is called as the isocyanide. So CN is called cyanide, NC is called isocyanide. So in this case, why isocyanide is forming then? Like the previous case, why cyanide is not forming? Here also a reason is there that we are going to see. So remember everyone, this what is the reason here? See clearly, AgCN, this is the AgCN structure. And remember, AgCN is a covalent compound. Ions are not there, covalent compound. So you see here, carbon is having 4 bonds, nitrogen 3 bonds. At the same time, nitrogen carry lone pair. See clearly. So in carbon nitrogen, which is having more electron density? Nitrogen. Therefore, nitrogen attacks on R, then X will leave. Nitrogen attacks on R and X will leave. Here also, mechanism followed is SN2 only. And I hope you are able to understand that how I got isocyanide here. Here nitrogen is attacking on R. In the previous case, carbon is attacking on the R. I hope it is clear to everyone. Followed. Now in the next slide, I will show you the difference clearly between KCN and AgCN. Okay. Now here, see clearly everyone know Rx when treated with KCN, then we get RCN, which is called as the cyanide. Which is called as the cyanide. Clear? So here K plus is formed and K plus at the same time Cn minus, but negative charge will be on the carbon. Nitrogen carry only one lone pair, so electron density is more on the carbon. Therefore, carbon will attack on the R. As a result, we are getting cyanide by which mechanism? SN2 mechanism. Clear? Then what about the AgCN then? So Rx when treated with AgCN. So just now I told you here we get RNC. So what is the name of RNC? Isocyanide. Followed. So why the isocyanide is forming here? AgCN is a covalent compound. Remember everyone. AgCN is a covalent compound. So it will not split into ions. Therefore, which is having more electron density here? Nitrogen. So nitrogen will attack on the R. By which mechanism? SN2. So in both the cases, order of reactivity, primary greater than secondary greater than tertiary. Why? Because in both the cases, the mechanism followed is SN2 only. Followed, and I think you know in the 11th class you might have read cyanides and isocyanides are functional group isomers to each other. Cyanides and isocyanides are functional group isomers. So please copy this one quickly. Hope you are able to understand all these things here. Completed about the KCN, AgCN. Still we are having KNO2 and AgNO2. Okay. Now see clearly Rx when treated with KNO2. What is KNO2? Potassium nitrite. Then what is the product form? You know, RON double bonded O plus KX. So what is the name of the product formed here? Nitritoalkane. The product formed is nitritoalkane. Clear? Nitritoalkane. So here also let us see the structure of the KNO2. Okay. So see clearly, everyone know KNO2 structure is this one. Okay. And remember KNO2 is also an ionic compound. Ionic compound. So now tell me, oxygen, you see here, oxygen is carrying a lone pair, at the same time negative charge is there. But nitrogen only lone pair is there. Followed everyone? Therefore, which is having more electron density here? Oxygen. Therefore, oxygen attacks on R and X will depart out. So here you see, this is the anionic nucleophile. I hope you are able to understand. Anionic nucleophile. So anionic nucleophile will favor which mechanism? SN2. Therefore, this reaction follow SN2 mechanism. This reaction follows SN2 mechanism. And in SN2, you know, order of reactivity, primary greater than secondary greater than tertiary. On tertiary, SN2 never happens. So the alkyl halide should be maximum up to 2 degree we have to take. Alkyl halide should be maximum up to 2 degree. Hope it is clear to everyone. Okay, then what about the AgNO2 then? Okay, so that we are going to see now. Rx when treated with AgNO2. Rx when treated with AgNO2, then what is the product form? You know, RNO2 is formed here plus AgX. RNO2 is formed plus AgX. So what is the name of RNO2? Remember everyone, RNO2 is called as what, you know? Nitroalkane. RNO2 is called as nitroalkane. Then how nitroalkane is formed here? What is the reason for that one? For that, again, we have to see the structure of AgNO2. Okay. So remember everyone, AgNO2 structure I am writing here. So this one, this is the structure of the AgNO2. Clear? And remember everyone, AgNO2 is a covalent compound. AgNO2 is a covalent compound. Clear? Now, here try to understand here, oxygen is having lone pair, nitrogen also, sorry, nitrogen contain only one lone pair here. Here I mentioned wrong here, I think so. Nitrogen contain one lone pair, oxygen contain two lone pairs. So here now tell me, to this R, who will donate electron pair? Oxygen or nitrogen? Means nitrogen will donate. Why? Nitrogen is less electronegative when compared to oxygen. Nitrogen is less electronegative. Oxygen is more electronegative. So I think, you know, more electronegative atom have less donating tendency. More electronegative atom have less donating tendency. So since nitrogen is less donating, nitrogen is less electronegative, it can donate electron pair easily. As a result, we get here nitroalkane, you see, by same SN2 mechanism only. Hope you are able to understand everyone. In case of AgNO2, nitroalkane. In case of KNO2, nitritoalkane. So that is different, this is different. But remember, in both the cases, mechanism is SN2 only. So many times I told you, once again I am repeating, that in SN2, inversion takes place. 100% inversion takes place in SN2. And since mechanism is SN2, here also we have to take maximum up to 2 degree only. Rx should be maximum 2 degree only. Because on 3 degree, SN2 never happens. Hope you are able to understand KCN, AgCN, KNO2, AgNO2, why the products are different and why mechanism SN2, all these things. Followed now everyone? Right. Now let me enter into the next chemical property. This is also most important one, that is the reaction with Grignard's reagent. reaction with Grignard's reagent. So what is this Grignard reagent? All these things we are going to see here. Is it clear? So first of all, what is this Grignard reagent that we are going to see? So see clearly, everyone know RMGX, okay, is called Grignard reagent. What is RMGX? R is alkyl, Mg is what? Magnesium. X is what? Halide. Clear everyone? So remember everyone, alkyl magnesium halide. This is called as the Grignard's reagent. Clear everyone? Alkyl magnesium halide is called as the Grignard's reagent. Please try to understand the concept clearly here. Followed everyone? Now here one important thing I want to discuss is that, so see clearly here everyone. So here magnesium is there, now see clearly, RMgX. Okay, so magnesium belongs to second group of the periodic table. So its outermost electronic configuration is what? NS2. Magnesium belongs to second group, outermost configuration is NS2. So magnesium is a metal. Metal means metal has to lose electrons. Metal has to lose electrons. So magnesium is containing 2 electrons like this, you see, in the outermost shell, and magnesium has to lose 2 electrons. Then I think you know X. X is what? Halogen. Halogen's outermost configuration is what? NS2 NP5. That means in their valency shell, 7 electrons are there. So they need 1 electron only for the octet configuration. So remember, out of the 2 electrons here, 1 electron is taken by the X, 1 electron is taken by the R. Is it clear everyone? The 2 electrons which are lost by magnesium, out of that 2, 1 electron will be taken by the X. Thereby octet of X will be completed, and 1 more electron is taken by the R. That is the reason why, see clearly everyone now. So in Grignard reagent, R will carry the negative charge and MgX will carry the positive charge. So this is the representation of the Grignard. Try to understand. R will carry the negative charge and MgX will carry the positive charge. Okay, this is the Grignard reagent. Now, in the next slide, we are going to see how it is formed, Grignard reagent. So, see clearly, Rx when treated with magnesium, and here the solvent should be dry ether. Solvent should be dry ether. Clear? Then, what is the product formed here? RMgX, which is called as what? Grignard's reagent. Which is called as the Grignard's reagent. Hope you are able to understand. Okay. Now, just now I told you in Grignard, R will carry negative charge, MgX will carry positive charge. Okay. So remember everyone, this Grignard reagent RMgX, okay, when treated with water, you know, water contain H plus and OH minus. So the R minus of Grignard combines with H plus of water. R minus of Grignard combined with H plus of water. Then what we will get here? RH we will get. Then after MgX combined with OH minus here. Clear everyone? So here OH and here X. The RH, whatever we got here, that is called as what? Tell me. Alkane. The RH, whatever we got, that is called as alkane. So Grignard, when undergo hydrolysis, then we get alkane. Followed. So to explain this one, let me take one equation so that it will be clear to you. So see clearly, CH3, CH2, MgCl, this is Grignard. So this when treated with water, so just now I told you, MgCl gets the positive charge, R will be having negative charge, water contain H plus and OH minus. So this combines with this one. Then what is the alkane that we get? Tell me. CH3, CH3. What is the name of CH3, CH3? Ethane. Plus, what is the byproduct formed here? Byproduct is MgOHCl. Magnesium hydroxyl chloride. I hope you are able to understand about the Grignard. So please copy it quickly, everyone. Clear about the Grignard reagent? Right. Now here, I want to explain some reactions which are related to SN1 and SN2. Okay. So, okay. Now, see clearly here, Finkelstein's reaction. Anyone remember Finkelstein reaction? We discussed this one in the preparation methods of haloalkanes and haloarenes. In preparation methods, this was completed. Okay, so just let me write the reaction of the Finkelstein halogen exchange. I don't know whether you remember or not here. So CH3, CH2, Cl when treated with NaI, sodium iodide. And here the reaction takes place in presence of what? Acetone. Then halogen will exchange CH3, CH2I plus NaCl. CH3, CH2I plus NaCl. Remember everyone, Finkelstein reaction always follows the SN2 mechanism. Why? The reason is that acetone is there now. Acetone is which solvent? Polar aprotic solvent. Polar aprotic will favor which mechanism? SN2 mechanism. And in SN2, you know, we can take alkyl halide maximum up to 2 degree only. Because on 3 degree, SN2 never happens. So Finkelstein reaction always follows SN2 mechanism. And remember, SN2 leads to what? Inversion. SN2 leads to inversion. Clear? Here, let me take one example to explain you clearly. Now, here one Fisher projection. So here chlorine is there, see clearly. Then here methyl, then here hydrogen, and here deuterium. Okay, so this when treated with NaI in presence of acetone. So try to write the product here, everyone. Try to write the product in this case. So here the alkyl halide which I took is primary. Am I right? Halogen bonded carbon is bonded to only one other carbon, primary. Okay. So primary alkyl halide preferably undergo which mechanism? SN2. Then inversion takes place. So nucleophile attacks from the backside. Am I right? Then backside, who is their hydrogen? That will come here. Then vertical line is constant. This is the answer. I hope you are able to understand this one. Finkelstein reaction always follow SN2, which leads to inversion. Clear? Now, next one, I think you know this also, even we discussed, this is called as what? Schwarz reaction. Schwarz reaction is used to prepare what? Fluoroalkanes only. Even this also we discussed. Fluoroalkanes. So how to prepare fluoroalkane now? So see clearly here. CH3, CH2, Cl. Okay. When treated with NaF, sodium fluoride, in presence of the solvent DMF, dimethyl formamide. So here, what is the product formed here? CH3, CH2F, fluoroethane plus NaCl. Okay. So I think you know DMF is which solvent? Polar aprotic solvent. So polar aprotic will follow which mechanism? SN2. So Schwarz reaction also follows SN2. When SN2 is there, then the alkyl halide should be maximum up to 2 degree, and just now I told you SN2 leads to inversion. SN2 leads to inversion. So Finkelstein reaction, Schwarz reaction, both have same mechanism SN2, and both the cases inversion only. Okay, clear? Let me go to the next slide. And here I want to explain the Darzen's process. This also we discussed in the preparation methods. Darzen's process. So see clearly Darzen's process. Alcohol when treated with thionyl chloride, SOCl2. This reaction happens in two ways. What are the two? You know, one is in presence of pyridine, and in absence of pyridine also reaction happens, both in presence of pyridine, in absence of pyridine. But remember, in both the cases, the product formed is RCl only chloroalkane. The product formed is same, that is RCl, which is called chloroalkane. I hope you are able to understand. But remember everyone, when pyridine is there, then the mechanism is SN2. When pyridine is not there, the mechanism is SNI. SNI is not there in our syllabus, but remember everyone, in case of SNI, what happens, you know, retention takes place. In case of SNI, retention takes place. Just only this point remember. SNI leads to retention and SN2 leads to inversion. Hope you are able to understand. Clear everyone? In presence of pyridine, SN2, that means inversion. In absence of pyridine, SNI, that is retention. But the product is same only. I will explain you by taking one example here. Okay. Now, see clearly, everyone know? Now, here you see now. So, here, let me take the CH3, here H, here D. So, this is reacting with thionyl chloride. Clear? In both the cases, one is in absence of pyridine, one is in presence of pyridine. So, first one, I will take in presence of pyridine. In presence of pyridine, what happened? SN2 mechanism. When the mechanism SN2, inversion takes place. So, nucleophile. So, here, I think I made a mistake here that we have to take the alcohol, sorry. We have to take the alcohol. Please make a correction here, right? So, nucleophile attacks from the back side. Now, chlorine attacks from back side. At back side, hydrogen is there. That will come to the front side. So, now, vertical line is constant. This is called inversion. Clear? Now, in absence of pyridine, SNI. Clear? SNI leads to what? Retention. Followed? So, retention means what? Front side attack. Front side means chlorine will attack front side only. Okay. And hydrogen will be at back side only. Methyl and D as it is. This is called retention. Retention is front side attack. Inversion is back side attack. Racemization is both. Hope you are able to understand. Clear? So still some 2-3 important reactions are there that I will discuss in tomorrow's class. And tomorrow we are going to complete haloalkanes, and tomorrow itself we are going to start haloarenes. Preparation and properties of haloarenes. Haloarenes will not take that much time. So haloarenes we are going to start tomorrow itself. Clear everyone? Now here I am showing you the slides from the starting onwards. See clearly. If any slide is missing, you can take the screenshot. Second slide. Third one. Fourth slide. Fifth slide. Sixth one. Seventh one. Next, eighth one. This is the most important one. KCN, AgCN, KNO2, AgNO2. Next with AgCN. Next one. Differences between KC and AgCN reactions. Then KNO2. Next AgNO2. Next Grignard's reaction. Next, Grignard reagent plus water. Next, Finkelstein reaction, SN2 mechanism. Schwarz reaction, SN2. Darzen's process, SN2, SNI, both takes place. And you see, this is one example for Darzen with pyridine, without pyridine, both. As I told you, still some reactions are there that we will be seeing in tomorrow's class, not today's class. Now time is up. So make sure that you read all these things and come for the tomorrow's class. Okay, so tomorrow we are going to complete haloalkanes, and tomorrow itself haloarenes we are going to start. Right, Karthik?
So,
So,
students tell me 11th slide and 15th slide, please show again, sir.
11th slide, huh?
11th slide and 15th slide, sir.
15th, huh?
And one more, sir. First, yes, sir. 11, 15,
11.
and 1.
This is 15.
First slide, sir.
Okay, first slide I will show now. This is the first one. Okay, now completed, huh? Karthik?
First, okay, sir. First, okay, sir. Another 11 and 15, sir. Total 3 slides, sir. I think so.
Okay, 11, this one.
11.
This is 11th one.
And 15.
Then this is the 15th one. Okay, na?
Okay, sir.
Okay, shall I leave the meeting?
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, students.